Luoi getting picked up together. Even there, they did try. It didn't work out. That's a different story. They did try to do it though.
Yep, and with that, diving into the game number 3, guys. Ray and Sarah, once again, take it away. You guys are doing well.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Vici. Thank you for carrying us. Thank you for carrying me on the first game, right? But jokes aside, this is going to be game number 3, and let's just dive in, Sarah. Are we going to be seeing a Baksheb? And I just want to ask you.
It is quite possible, because like Untitled, they are respecting the Lucas from the first game and they ban it out from game number 2 and even in this one. So Rayuga, taking a little bit note of that, they might just ban out on the Baxia this time around.
It's possible, right? I feel like they gotta respect it. I think Rayuga gotta respect it. At least, but Untitled might just first pick it because, I mean, it worked out so well. Why not do it? But at the same time, it might be a little bit too predictable, right? But yeah, there we go again with very similar bands. Stefani and Lucas, of course, after the first game, it's not gonna be seeing the day of the light of the day. What am I saying? But yeah, also gonna get banned out. I'm really curious if the Kalia or Zushin is gonna be left out, though. I would love my wife to be banned because only I get to use her, right? I mean, Sarah, you agree, right? Only the husband should get to use the wife. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. That's a wrong way to put it though, but okay, I agree with you.
No, it's the right way. Come on, it's the right way. It's the
Hey,
right way.
don't objectify women. You don't use them.
No,
You
it's not
pamper.
objectifying. It's not objectifying. You know, I can use her skills, right? Yeah. But
Okay,
there we go.
okay.
The higher band. What's it gonna be,
Whatever you
Kalia or
say, Ray.
Zushin?
Whatever you say, we are going to be seeing the Hayabusa band once again, and they're going to be the Matilda band coming in from the side of Rayuga once more. I can't really see Matilda's eyes though, but then again, I do think they are going to be banning out on Kalia or Glue or even maybe the Jawhead or the Sicilian. Just try to deny one of those picks from Untitled.
It's pretty possible. But let's just see. Let's just see. What's the last ban? Ryuga, what decision do they want to go for? Because I feel like Untitled has picked up Kalia before, right? So they can pick up the Kalia for themselves, especially if you're a Jawhead player. I just feel like Kalia is your best in slot. But at the same time, let's just see what they work around with because Jawhead is so much more tankier that perhaps it might. Oh, okay, they pay respect to Daki. They don't want any of that vampire business. Don't want that slap to the face with that vampire claws, right? So two options left out open. Untitled, what do you go for? If you pick up the Zushin, the Kalia is gone. If you pick up the Kalia, the Zushin is gone. And if you don't pick up anything, both of them are gone because I don't think Ryuga is gonna let it slip out.
Exactly. That's quite the good thing you mentioned right there. But once again, on the hands of Untitled, are they going to be locking in the Harriet early on so that Rustin does not get a chance to deny it from them? But in this type, I called it. I did not mean to, but there we
Ah.
go.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Two of my favorite wives. I mean favorite female characters. One is a wife, one is a new one. But yeah, jokes aside, I feel like giving out two really power picks into the hands of Rayuga, I feel like it's a little bit too recent of the first game. Giving out to Zushin, it basically means that your frontliner is gonna be seeing hell. Okay, if you give out Zushin, forget frontliners because the only possible way you can the only possible way you can go for Zushin is to either overwhelm her completely with a lot of dashes so she cannot pick up a target or an assassin. But right now you have been out the Hayabusa, and of course the Fanny's not into play either. Ling is a little bit too squishy to pick up buff for yourself, and Lancelot is not fast enough. And there we go. Zushin immediately picked up. I just love her. She's so gorgeous. But yeah, Kalia's still open though. Like, would
Exactly.
either of the side pick it up, or they're like, we had enough of fish business or Sakura business to be precise?
No one likes Sakura, man. It's
I
like,
love her.
hey, you're just one of them who loves her, okay? But then again, worldwide, she's just unloved. She deserves better, but okay, let's just not talk about the lore here and talk about the picks instead. Denying that Badang pick right away, Team Rayuga Esports decides to insta-lock it along with the Jukshin. So good decision right there. The walls are going to be coming in quite well, along with the Lantern Flare and knockups. So UT here, they really need to think of a way to counter that, and they read my mind, picks up the Phobias right away along with the Baxia. Those are two very, very strong front lines along with the Harriet, and now they just need a mage with enough shred to try and lock in onto that mid lane so that they can just burst out the Badang as well as the Jukshin in terms of damage.
Yeah, and also the fact that Phobius is actually, I mean, this guy is honestly really overpowered and it's a criminal thing. Come on, developers, give this guy a skin. How does minions get skin before this dude? This is insane. Come on, guys, give him a skin. But yeah, the
Exactly.
main point is that he's one of those fighters that is actually not exactly that weak to Zushin for a simple reason. He jumps around. So he's a kind of a hard target for Zushin to pick up. And it's going to
And
be
the fact
really,
is,
yeah,
exactly, and that Phobius is like a direct counter for the Badang because every single
yes.
Badang passive is going to trigger his ultimate and his
Hmm.
passive stack. So definitely it is going to be looking very interesting here onto the EXP matchup. And once again, I think we can see the Florian getting banned out once more. Obviously, they do not want to give it away along with the Bakshia. On the
Hmm.
hand of Untitled, I do think they will be banning out on the Glue or even maybe the Hylos.
I think the Hylos will most likely be the possibility. You don't want the double slow combination coming in from a Zushin and Hylos, right? So I think it possibly going to be a Hylos ban. On to the next one. I don't think they're going to target Chocolate Chan. I feel like they will probably go in for another utility to make sure that Rayuga Esports doesn't have any kind of wiggle or space room because they already have. Oh no, they are actually doing the reverse. They're paying respect to Chocolate Chan, trying to choke him down even more as they take one of his signature pick. I would not be surprised if the Diroth is the next ban, honestly. But let's just see. On to the other hand, the Rayuga Esports so far. Yep, Zushin is amazing. Of course, she's my wife. But the second thing is that two really hefty frontliners, and Kimi is not the strongest, not until she gets the melting item that she really needs. On to the other hand, the Harith is. Starlim side through damage is something to be reckoned with. So I feel like this time around, two hefty frontliners, the Kimi again. I feel like it's gonna be a bad decision, but hey, I want to be proven wrong, just like I was proven wrong into the previous game, where Untitled was able to get the win, the dub. But let's see, last ban, is it gonna be a Diroth? What do you think?
I do think that they are going to try and mark down Chocolate Chan, but instead they go in for the Carmilla ban. Carmilla, yeah,
Interesting.
she is definitely good on the roam, but against these kind of tanks, though, I am a bit skeptical
Yeah.
about their ban. The Hylos would have been better, and even just target banning Chocolate Chan's Dirot would have been better. So, yeah, then again, maybe they have some kind of a plan in mind to try and pick up a
Yeah.
healer. Maybe, just maybe. But then again, this does leave the Hylos wide open for Visal to picking up. It's looking quite tempting at the moment.
Yeah, Vishal, you gotta pick up the horse, and he does because there is just no absolute better option. You have the initiation, you have the slow, and of course you got the tankiness. And I feel like I highly agree with you. Untitled, I'm not sure who's your coach because that is one horrible ban. Because I don't see any possibility. Why would you want to ban out unless they want to go in for a chip? I feel like that's the only possible way where it would make sense. Other than that, I don't see it because honestly, if right now Dirot is locked in, Bakshay is not going to be surviving anything because Dirot's penetration is not something you can joke about. Tanks do not survive the next day. And also the fact that Rayuga can pick it up, it's an option for them. Dirot's penetration will be very hefty. But let's see. The only possible I see is a Louis or maybe a chip. That's the only possible reason I would see why you'd want to ban out the Carmilla to eliminate the chance. But even then, even if you ban out the Carmilla, the Hylos was just gonna be left out open. So I feel like yeah, it's a little bit LL on both ends. But let's see. Untitled surprise me. I would love to be surprised because I would love to see, of course, a really strong contention. But no, they actually go in for is this a Eve or Louis? I feel like it's a Louis because, of course, in the previous game it was glitched out. So I feel like it's most likely going to be a Louis and the Jawhead back again. And there we go. Oh, okay. Alpha. Makes sense.
Alpha. And
You
if
need
and
true
you know what?
damage.
Exactly, they need the true damage. But then again, if that is actually a Eve pick coming in from the side of Untitled, then that Alpha is just going to be
Hmm.
using the Spirit of Alpha as a method of
Just to run away.
suicide.
Yeah.
He dives into the real world manipulation and he gets tossed and turned around and locked in into that chessboard, different domain altogether. And obviously, Joker is on the Jawhead once more, so those ejector plays are going to be coming in very handy.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see if it's going to be a Eve or a Louis. If it's a Eve, yeah, it's. He's not gonna be he is not gonna be in doing any initiations, right? So yeah, I think we're gonna be seeing the results quite soon. But till then, if the alpha pick though, if of course makes sense, they needed a shredder. They don't have a single HP pool shredder, and the true damage is so hefty for themselves. Let's see how it works out. So far, the drafts are looking strong, and we're gonna be heading straight into the game any second. And there we go.
Welcome to the land of Dodd, game number 3, the tiebreaker. And as we can see, a 1-1 score for both of these teams. Excellent gameplay being shown in both of these games so far. Team Rayuga dominating game number 1 and Team Untitled with an equally strong comeback in game number 2. What will be the result of game number 3, ladies and gentlemen? Drop your predictions in the chat because we are in for a ride.
Absolutely, and right indeed, because what's happening? Kaimikyu gets punished immediately.
No. What is going on? Why the early initiation, Kaimko? You do not want to do that to your team. You won't make this any harder than it already is. But look at Joker! He is also going to be caught out very, very low and gets taken down right away with the Spirit of Alpha. Rayuga this time not leaving any chances for the side of Untitled to do anything in this game.
Absolutely. And it's not looking good. It's not really looking good for themselves. But let's see how it works out. Already 2 kills into Rayuga, and the Alpha is looking very hefty. But at least they have Daki. Daki needs to be level 4 before we can see some impact. But until then, the Alpha already showing the snowball 101, and the turtle fight is gonna be coming in any second right now. And yeah, I think we're gonna be seeing the results of this Alpha pick. It's Chocolate-chan. He's gonna be showing. I mean, especially the Alpha. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Alpha is one of the junglers that makes it easy. Look at him! Another kill off cam.
Just Rayuga being Rayuga. They're probably saying that he gave you a chance in game number 2. Don't jump around too much. And look at that, the glorious pathway along with the real world manipulation gets taken in right away in that team fight. Phobia's trying to get the pokes, gets Rocco, while Visal is also going to be caught out very low, and Kamko finds the double onto Visal as well as Chocolate-chan. That means the turtle is going to be wide open for the side of Untitled. That is the real world manipulation I was talking about. You dive in with an Alpha and she opens that real world manipulation on you. But the Purify used up a little too late by his kill and will be taken down right away by Kaimko. Perfect answer to that killing spree, but he is going in for the red though. There's the stun, there's the Spirit of Alpha. They are trying to deal some damage. Furious with the damage right there. Visal gets the shutdown onto Kaimko, a bit of an overextension. The glorious pathway used up just to slow them down. Not the best decision right there by the Baxia. Daki with the flicker play, trying to get Visal onto that turret, but not enough damage. He had the shield to protect himself, and he will be living to see another day.
The score is completely equalized, and I love it because it right now the score is 1-1 as well on to the best of 3 series. So both of these teams are going full on neck to neck, and oh, top lane Vishal.
He is going in for a 1. Okay, that's actually a 1v2 being done by Nishan, and he is doing quite well. But Alpha, he has the War Axe, and he is dealing a large amount of that 2 damage. So obviously, Nishan gets taken down, but onto the bottom side, we can see the Zaman Fort getting used up. The Real Manipulation right on spot, but the Purify will be saving Rustin's life today. Kaimko trying to go in with the engage. Joker goes through with the flicker play, will fall prey to that over-aggression in the early game itself. Jushin with those knockups onto Kaimko. Kaimko trying to look for an escape, just dealing damage because he knows that he has no way out of this, while Shane tries to take down the tier 1. But obviously it's a Harith in the early game. There's not enough damage on him, nor does he have the ultimate, so they will have to back off and settle for that 2-1 trade.
5-7 the score sets. Rayuga Esports, at least this time around, they have the early game snowball that they really desperately needed on the previous game, and they're looking strong. But at the same time, it's been shown again that Untitled. Oh, there comes the throw.
There's the ejector play onto Chocolate-chan, but he manages to escape, and there comes the flicker play from Visal instead, along with the glorious partner. Elsing gets the finds onto, gets the kill onto Joker right away. Nishan trying to go up and down on that. Phobius, he does, and Daki manages to find a kill onto Rustin instead. Daki doing a fantastic job this game of poking down the enemies, locking them down in a real world manipulation. Mad respect to her. But then again, a Team Rayuga isn't stepping back anytime soon, and they are still holding their lead in their favor, even though the goal lead is a tad bit in favor of Team Untitled. But then again, how long will it be really alive? They managed to secure the turtle, because obviously Alpha didn't come to contest it because he was caught out pretty low.
Two turtles already into the hands of Untitled, and the goal lead is gonna be climbing slightly. Only been what under 6 minutes, and they have already 1.8k goal lead. Oh no, okay, not 1k goal lead, 1k goal lead, and that's pretty impressive because it's gonna be climbing as we progress into the game. Right now, they're going towards the bottom lane, of course, to try to take out the turret, but onto the top lane, Alpha is possibly trying to do the same, and Nishan gets taken down as well. They make another trade. There's the ejector.
Look at the glorious pathway being used up, but it won't be enough to save Rocco's life. A double knockup coming in by Ace Kill. But what will a Jukshin really do when your enemy is so tanky? Along with Daki, she tries to go in for the engage, uses up the Rayuga manipulation, gets immobilized by the Kimi right in the middle of all of it, and Badang with the killing spree right there, but Joker goes in for another rejected play, finds Lasal, and Shane finds the shutdown onto him. Shane on a 2-0-2, he's on a roll. He is going to be dealing so much damage right from this moment. He does have the Stadium skate and is almost done with the Feather of Heaven, so Team Untitled still looking pretty strong.
Absolutely, and that is the main danger, and that basically shifts the priority target completely. Right now, Rayuga Esports, you cannot really keep taking down Nishan every time. Your main target needs to shift towards the hands of course, Shane, but he has a flicker, so it has to be. I feel like Jushin needs to play in for the aggressive, make CC him and force him to go out with the flicker, and that's when the moment they have to come back from behind and take him down, because if they do not, one more kill, this guy is going to be on a killing spree with a lot of bounty. But there comes the fisting.
Look at this R. He is trying to take down Joker in the middle of all of it, and along with the glorious pathway coming in by Rocco. But quite a lot of damage being dealt out by the side of Rayuga. Daki in a little bit of a bad positioning there, loses her life to Ace Kill, as well as Rustin. Shane with a killing spree onto Rocco as an answer, but Chocolate-chan finds the double, killing Joker as well as Kaimku, leaving the turtle wide open for Team Rayuga to take down. Not the best of trades once again. That was 3 for 1 because Shane and Nishan chased down the Hylos, and that's a roam, while the rest of them actually took down the main characters, Daki, Joker, as well as their jungler right in the mid lane. So definitely that's a bad trade coming in from the side of Untitled right there.
Yeah, but the only thing that they still have, to feel comfortable in is Shane. 302. This guy has not been taken down even once, but he might be the next target, but nah. They don't have enough members, and of course they are well aware going deep into the enemy territory, it's just gonna be not proven that much effective. So far, they're trying to rotate together they're doing for the 4-1 rotation that they really love to do. And of course, Chocolate-chan is going to be onto the far lane, trying to push out or at least defend the turrets if there's any split push that could be coming in. But I think the only thing that they need to watch out is, of course, the ejector play that has been coming in from Joker. Ezekiel is the main target because, of course, they're really trying to make sure that her Purify at least gets used up or gets taken down. So let us see how it works out so far. The score is 9-13. Goal lead is not that much. It's basically quite same, 25-26. 1k difference, under 10 minutes. And this is the last game, the last stretch. And so far, Rayuga Esports has 3 points because they got a clean sweep that day. But tonight, it's not going to be no more clean sweeps for them. So let's see if they get the win or they have to face the first defeat.
Exactly. So Team Untitled, on the other hand, known for their reverse sweeps like they did yesterday against Eternity, and it was a job well done. Look at Shane though, he is trying to go in for that turret, but unaware. Rocco is going to be charging in from the back line. Joker has to flicker out, gets caught out by Kimi's ultimate along with the Spirit of Alpha. Rust and Cold right there, takes down Joker right away. The sound of the flicker play onto the back line, tries to take down Shane. Shane has to flicker out. Will it be enough? He tries to take down Rest and Cold right there, but Maxia with the ball rolling in on from the backside, but will be caught out wildly under that turret by Badang's walls. Not the best decision coming in. A little bit of a mechanic gap being shown by the side of Rayuga as Team Untitled just failed to make the outplay they could have done had they had any bit better resources. But then again, it was a pretty even team fight in terms of damage, so we'll really have to see how a little bit more of that late game plays out.
Absolutely, and right now the score is 11-16. That trade was not into their favor because right now this is a green signal for them to really commit to the Lord, because even if Kaimiku has resurrected, I think they can melt it down. But so far really good distraction, but look at that into the mid lane.
But Joker gets caught out. A mega kill for that Alpha, but Shane comes in with the Demand Force, finds Chocolate Chan, gets the shutdown, gets the double. Wrong engaged by Rocco right there, wasting that glorious pathway right before the Lord, which means that now Team Untitled will have a free access to the Lord. No jungler for the side of Rayuga, and they're all going to be taken down very low, and they will have to move back to their base while Untitled gets the Lord in their hands, gets the goalie back into their hands, and now will be looking for a free push along with the Lord right there.
Full on Uno reverse is what Team Untitled just called it. The Un stands for Uno because what was that? It felt like this slot was going to be into their favor, but the team fight completely shifted, and I feel like the RWM was just so perfectly done by Daki. Kudos to him. And right now, the game completely shifted. Just literally a few seconds ago, Rayuga was the one taking the lead. Looks like they were the one getting the Lord, but nah. Right now, Team Untitled just said nah to the fate, and they have the Lord. They can charge in, take down the tier 2, perhaps even a mid one, but so far, really great defense coming in from Rayuga. They're really great at defending when they're not taken down completely, and that's what Untitled is going to be aiming for. If they're able to take down at least 3 of the members this time around, they can go completely in. Shane is fully farmed up. 5-1-5, right? 5-6-6-1-3. I'm sorry, I'm seeing it a little bit smaller, yeah. But
Yeah.
Lord walks in. It gets taken down as well. Oh, not Lord, it's Madara. Madara gets taken down. Mid tier 1 also gone. Shane will get the purple buff. A lot of resources getting exchanged, and the gold lead will rise up for the hands of Untitled. Do they want to go in? Do they want to commit? It does look like it could be brewing, but both walk away. Don't want to take risk, and we'll play the game of patience again as we wait for another engage.
And also, I'd just like to clarify, right, that Daki is a she, by the way. She might just be the she made standard of India, if you know what I mean. And look at that, the ejector along with the RWM right in the middle of it. Shane gets the killing spree along with Visar getting taken down pretty low. And he has to pop the flicker but will not survive. Shane on towards the backline, tries to get his kill, has to pop out the ultimate to get the shield to survive. Rustin dealing the damage he needs to deal, but it is not enough. Shane is out damaging him, and the poke coming in from the RWM is just too much. Look at the flicker play coming in by Shane right away. Gets the Zaman Force, gets the Alpha and onto the backside, points the double.
No way.
Only one left open. Is he going to be able to defend this? He does not have the HP. Shane is going to be taking him down. They are locking in on the base. Also, only the high lows trying to protect, but no! Untitled, they do it again. 2-1. The second victory in day 3.
Untitled just doesn't stop, do they? Reverse sweep might just change the name to reverse sweep, but hey, it might be a little bit too obvious for their opponent. So yeah, keeping it Untitled is going to be much better. And man, Daki, I'm gonna say it. I feel like both games Daki was such a really strong presence that I feel like Rayuga was just not prepared to be dealing with, and it clearly showed. And we're back with our host, Peachy. What do you think? Untitled gave the first defeat to Rayuga in this wildcard stage.
That's true. That's true. Looks like onto the side of Team Rayuga Esports, they have been having that clean sweep moment for themselves that has been broken. So again, they right now they know where they stand because of this match, one alone match. I believe that they know what is the problem, they could be doing something better. But what a match coming in from the side of Team Untitled. They have completely blown our minds.
Yeah, definitely.
And
wow.
true, that's true. And top of that, I really loved how the Harriet was playing around continuously. Game number 1, game number 2, game number 3 as well.
This was an exciting series, honestly. I mean, of course, I was rooting for Rayuga. Not just I'm well acquainted. I wanted to see another clean sweep, but oh damn, Untitled here. They showed again that the first game is a warm up for them. I would not be surprised if they lose another first game in the next round robin. I would not be surprised and make it another reverse sweep, because if they do it, this might be a really good identity for them. Like, I mean, that's what BTK did, right? They become the standard. I mean, they could be the standard as well. I mean, being a wildcard team and going off so strong, it's really impressive. I really loved it. What do you, Sarah? What do you think, Sarah?
Yeah, I definitely agree with what you two said, and the fact that we were talking right from the beginning of the series that Untitled might actually go in for that 2-1 kind of reverse sweep, like they did yesterday. They did it definitely again today, and giving in the second match they made a mistake by giving Daki the Sicilian. Right, she played her comfort, but in the third game they respect banned her. But to what avail? She just picked up on the eve and just said, Uno reverts, boys. I know you better than you know me. And that's exactly what she did. So perfect
Yeah.
RWMs there. I definitely have to say those RWMs. Just the domain of suicide for the Alpha to jump in. So a little bit of a
Hmm.
mistcraft there coming in by the side of Rayuga and just smarter plays coming in from the side of Untitled.
Yeah, yeah. I also, I also think is that I think they trusted Vishal. It's not that Vishal played bad. They basically trusted the Hylos. They thought that once RW comes in, Hylos would be able to charge in with the Glorious Pathway. But of course, it's on the chance of hypothetical. It's a if Hylos is able to do it, right? And it just did not come into fruition because the positioning of Daki was just really immaculate, and they could not find her. In like on the first, sorry, on the second series, yes, Daki was being caught out by those flicker surprise plays, but this time around, there was nobody who could do that. And because of it, Daki was in a such more comfortable position that Hylos' Glorious Pathway is just not something that she has to be afraid of, and it's pretty clear. We just saw it.
That's true. And on top of that, that's the essence of Eve. You cannot catch her. If the position's very good, she is going to slow you down. And slow is something that Team Untitled needed. They pointed out perfectly, they picked it out perfectly. That is how they got Team Rayuga esports. I really love how they've been playing around, even with the pick of a Jawhead. Again and again, somewhere along the lines, this is like a 50-50 pick for them. Yes, it's a comfort pick for Joker, but some games it's really not working for them.
There we go. The result screen is here. 13 minutes 3 seconds, and Shane, I feel like he got really put under the rug for Rayuga because I think they were just not able to catch him up to him at all. I know Daki here being the highlight, especially considering the fact that they were able to, of course, they were able to prioritize so many of these team fights for Daki alone, but yeah, they were not able to catch up to Shane at all. 10-1-4, he was only taken down once, and that once happened on fourth kill, I think. After that, he was back onto the monster kill again, and there was nobody to shut him down because, of course, back to Daki again. And I don't think I feel like there's this time around though. I feel like Ryuga's draft was a little bit weaker. They played into a little bit too much on the predictability. Also, that alpha pick as well as the Hylos pick, it was on the if they can go in on the eve, but not on the will they be able to do so. And of course, Untitled, they came around really strong, and I feel like the Bakshia also gotta give it out to Bakshia.
And one more thing, I believe somewhere this is where Team Rayuga Esports lack against a tank jungler. Game number